Hello everybody, sending you all so much love today. Now, I was planning on talking about something else today, and this particular subject I want to talk about, I was going to talk about at the beginning of my workshop on Thursday night. But I felt very strongly guided that I needed to talk about this morning anyway, so I'm guessing someone out there needs to hear this anyway, so hopefully this is helpful to you. But yes, so my subject for today is what I kind of jokingly called the Un-Immaculate Conception. Now, this really is referring to one of the most important parts of our life, and yet a part that we have absolutely zero control over. And this is the moment that we are conceived and the energy that is put into that moment. I just want to read to you a really short passage from a book. This is The Seven Mighty Elohim Speak on the 7 Steps of Precipitation, compiled by Thomas Prince, but the channelings in it are not actually from him. But this is a particular channeling from Claire, the Elohim of Purity. And I've referenced Claire a lot on my channel before. I've done a piece of artwork of him, and my Activating the Christ Light Within workshop was based on a lot of the information that was in this book, plus additional stuff that Claire kind of said to me in person. But there's a particular passage here about conception that I wanted to share. This is what he says. Conception of a soul to be embodied should take place in the greatest possible purity, so that that soul need not be born in the feelings of fear, violence, deceit, rebellion, resentment, or in secrecy. It is no small sacrifice for the beautiful divas from my legions to stand in the atmosphere of earth and perform this service. However, souls conceived and born in the greatest possible purity will have better opportunity to hold a connection with the Holy Christ Self after birth, and the body elemental will be able to work more easily with the musical keynote of the life stream. Then, as the organs and other members of the body are built more strong and perfect, that incoming soul will be able to render greater service to the race. So, when it comes to the human body, really, we're quite used to, as a human race, the average lifespan of a human, I don't know what it is off the top of my head, but most people it's probably like 80, 90 years. Some go beyond 100, some much sooner. And it's no secret really that the lifestyle of a person will have a massive impact on that. But the way it actually works is, on a scientific level, we're all built up of atoms, and the electrons within those atoms spin at a certain frequency. Now, when we're born, that frequency is really quite rapid because of the purity of a child, of a baby, the innocence of a child and all of that. But as we grow older, we take on lots and lots of energies, whether we put them on ourselves, whether it's things that we take on from others through kind of their perceived vision of us, or situations in our lives, or even just the environment we're in. These things all have an impact on our atomic structure. And what happens is the actual electrons begin to slow down. And the opposite of this is true when we work with spirit, when we call in an angel or an ascended master or a unicorn, and we feel their energy coming into contact with us, or when we do our chakras, or whatever it is we do, we raise up our vibration and we are speeding up the electrons in the body. They call this the quickening, maybe a phrase that you're familiar with. But when they slow down because of energy, our environment, whatever the reason, that then leads to the aging process and to sickness and all of the other problems that go with that. This is why the Ascended Masters never age, Well, there's a couple of reasons, they can control their appearance anyway and appear however they want to. But essentially, because they have complete dominion over their physical body, over their energies, they create this perfect manifestation of themselves. They will never age, just purely because of the speed that their electrons are vibrating at. Now, in that passage, Claire says that the purer the moment of conception is, the better opportunity for the human body, I think they call it the body element in there, body elemental, I think, sorry, to function, for the organs to function, because in that moment of conception, the vibration of, you know, the mother and the father coming together creates a relationship. They create something within you, and that will be a merging of their energies. You know, it's not just a DNA level, there's an energetic level to this as well. And you know, hopefully all under the best of circumstances, these things are, you know, a beautiful, happy, joyous occasion. You know, he mentioned some pretty extreme cases in that book. Thankfully, most of us don't really have to deal with that. But, you know, anything as much as a bad day can upset our moods and things like that. Things happen, you know, we're human beings, that's part of the journey. And the reality is that for most of us, you know, I use the term Un-Immaculate Conception because the reality is, unless you've got Archangel Gabriel down and impregnating Mother Mary, who had trained for that role her entire lifetime, the energy of these things are not going to be perfect. That's why Jesus was, well, one of the many reasons why Jesus was as incredible as he was because he was primed for it. The energy in which he was conceived and then brought into the world, and then his training and everything, every single aspect of his life was done at a very, very high frequency from that very moment of conception. Now, of course, we're already here. You know, those energies have gone into us to make us who we are, even if it was a wonderful, positive experience. You know, how can we purify that energy if it exists within us? Well, as with anything really, energy is energy, and it can be changed, it can be transmuted. We can do timeline work, we can do all sorts of things to try and go back and clear this energy. Even, you know, if you're sat here watching this going, oh, how do I do it? Just ask for assistance from your teams to help you do this. But of course, the reason why I was going to talk about this on my workshop on Thursday night is because it's something we are going to do as part of that exercise. We are going to be working to clear the energy from our moments of conception. And this can have a rapid effect. It's possible to kind of energetically rewrite our timeline. I'm not saying you're going to wake up the next day and as if, you know, the moments of your life have gone and you've all of a sudden got this life that you don't remember actually doing, because it's not like that. But energetically, it can rewrite things and then have a profound effect on your life since that moment. Something that we've been doing throughout this series, and you will have heard me, even if you're just, you know, if you're not doing the series with us, but if you're just watching these videos, because I've done a video on each subject we've been covering. I've talked about downloading these divine blueprints, and these have an incredible power to rewrite our energetic fields. So for instance, you know, to take this one step further, on Thursday night, looking at relationships, we're going to be looking at having the divine blueprint for a perfect mother, what that would have been like, and a perfect father, what that would have been like, and the impact that would have had on our lifetimes at an energetic level. Because at the end of the day, all parents, no matter how good they are still human beings, beautifully flawed in the perfectly imperfect way that humans are. And these all have an effect on our lives, but, you know, if you could quantify what the perfect parent would be, I can't personally do that, but they can. And they can give us the energy of what that would be. And it has this incredible ability to rewrite our energetic timeline. And, you know, as with all the energy work that we do, I've talked about this in past workshops, and I did a video on integrating changes a while back. Once we clear the energy of a situation, you know, bringing in the perfect blueprint for mother, father, abundance, speaking your truth, conception, whatever it is that I've been talking about these last few months. When you bring in that perfect blueprint, it wipes out the negative one that you are already carrying. Wipe out's not a very nice word. I apologise for that. But it replaces it, you know, it transmutes it. That's the word I'm looking for. It transmutes it. And then your energy systems begin to operate with the new blueprint, and the effects that would have on your system then begin to roll out into the rest of your life. And as I say, it can take time to make changes in your personality once your energy starts shifting, but the personality will always update, whether it's in a month, 3 months, 6 months, whatever. When you do some work like that, it brings a powerful shift to your energetic state, and then you will start to see it within your personality. You'll start to see it in the world that you manifest around you. Again, apologies, this isn't supposed to be a big spiel for my workshop on Thursday, but it's all relevant to the subject. So much of the blocks that we have to having perfect relationships in our life, particularly romantic ones, come from the reflection of our parents. It's a classic kind of psychological thing that apparently all men want to make love to their mothers and kill their fathers. Whether that's true or not, I wouldn't like to say. But, that's the basis in the fact that, because of these are the vision of what, the mother role is what we look for in a woman, supposedly. So these relationships we have with our parents have a massive, massive impact on our expectations for what a romantic partner perhaps should be, and therefore how we forge relationships in life, and how the world around us is formed. Because these, as I was talking about last week, these relationships have a profound way of changing our lives for both the positive and the negative. So really working in this way with these blueprints to download this and kind of transmute this energy within us can really change what we look for. If you are, say, using your father as a role model as to what a man should be that you would look for in a perfect relationship, if you change that energetic imprint of what the perfect father should be to be a positive one, that can then help you look for that out in the real world. Hopefully not looking for the perfect man, because speaking as one of them, I'm not quite sure that exists. But as I say, perfectly imperfect, aren't we all? So yeah, I've rambled on again a little bit, but that's what I do. Hopefully you know that by now. I hope this is of some use to you guys. If you are joining me for the workshop on Thursday night, obviously that will hopefully give you a foundation for what we are going to talk about, what we're actually going to do on the night. It should be a really, really powerful and beautiful experience, and I'm really looking forward to it. If you haven't signed up and you do want to check it out, I will pop the links in the description below. This is the fourth workshop in the series now. You can sign up for the full series and you will automatically gain recordings for parts 1, 2 and 3. Alternatively, you can, because we're at this half point, I provided a couple of options to pay for it to make it easier for people. So there is an option to sign up for just part 2, which you could come and join us just for this one, and then the final 2 parts moving forward if you want to. So I'll pop all the information about that below. And yeah, I hope this is some use to you guys, and sending you all so much love whatever you're doing today, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye bye.